Hi.
Hi.
I feel like I've tried to connect with you a few times, and I know LinkedIn can be really crazy. And I was she's going to Canada.
No, I'm sorry, my inbox is a dumpster fire.
No,
LinkedIn, it's so hard to keep up with.
Everybody says that.
Well, I don't know like what's spam and what's, pitches, and then it's like siphoning through that to get to the good stuff like yours.
Exactly. So I was like, third time's a charm, and I love that.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit. Who are you? What do you do?
Okay, yes. Hi, I'm Chappell. I am the Chief Brand Officer of Bobbie. We are an organic, mom-founded and led infant formula company that is mission-driven, advocacy-driven, and trying to do purposeful marketing.
Love that. What would you say drove you toward that position?
Fate, a little bit of kismet luck. I was working in tech in brand comms, and the founder of the company approached me and said, I'm starting an infant formula company. I want you to come lead marketing. And I said, I'm not qualified to do that. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know why she believed in me, but she did. And I almost didn't take the job because I had such imposter syndrome. And it was a really big learning moment for me now looking back. And what I always tell people is when there's someone that you look up to or someone that you trust, which I did to Laura, our CEO, and they believe in you, you should believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's like, duh, of course. And now it's been the greatest joy to have this position and to build this brand from the ground up. And I'm just, it's crazy that I almost didn't take the job because I was like, oh, little old me, I don't know if I should.
You would be surprised how many women do that, and they're so capable of changing things in an organization, but because they feel, I can't do this, this is big.
Yes.
What would you feel like is Bobbie's biggest mission today?
We really want people to feel confident about how they choose to feed their babies. And when it comes to what goes in their baby's bottle, we want them to just not feel ashamed for having to make that choice, or if that choice was made for you because of how your feeding journey went. When we started this company, it was so, we felt it as moms. I had a 6-month-old when I joined Bobbie, and it was deeply personal. And even working at a formula company, brand new, and saying this is our mission, I felt that initial guilt and stigma around choosing formula and not being the best mom and all of this BS story that we tell ourselves. And so for us, if we can help make somebody feel really confident in that choice and feel empowered by it, then we've done our job.
My daughter had a baby and she breastfed for probably 2 months. And I've had 3 daughters. I've never breastfed. It was just too much for me. 20 years ago, this stuff didn't exist.
No, and I think, it's a really nuanced conversation, and people get very heated about it, and rightfully so. But there's a lot of support that moms need in our country.
Yes.
I think we know that the system is not set up for us to win.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be better access to lactation consultants. We need paid leave in order to successfully breastfeed. And so all of these things are happening in and around us and to us, and yet we still feel guilty because we can't succeed underneath such intense pressure and a system that, again, is not built for the success of mothers in this country.
Especially young mothers.
Yes.
I think they're frowned upon when you have young girls, 16, 17, 18, 19, which is not a time to have a baby, but stuff happens.
Yeah.
So they get into their mind about not being able to breastfeed. Does that make them a bad mom? What would you say to them?
I'd say what matters is that your baby is loved by a mom who is healthy and well and mentally well. And if breastfeeding is not a part of that equation for you, that is okay. If it is and it brings you joy and it's working great, that's great too. But we have to stop measuring our worth and our value based on how much milk our body does or does not make. It's just not a fair way to go into motherhood.
I agree.
So I just say love your baby and laugh and smile and talk to them and nurture them. And nurturing and bonding can come through many different ways.
Yeah, I just had a granddaughter, so I'm just so obsessed with her.
I don't understand how you're a grandmother. You look way too young.
Thank you so much. So there's a lot of brands out there.
Yeah.
What makes Bobbie different?
Oh, I think everything we do is different from people, within our industry. I mean, we are competing against legacy companies, and there's, some new players to market too. But even so, we double down on transparency, on quality, on showing and telling why you should have confidence in your feeding journey. but we're also we describe ourselves a little bit as hellraisers. And I'm okay with that. I love it that. Because we will put our elbows out.
That's right.
For mothers and for parents in this country, and for the policies that we believe as a team of parents need to be advanced. Absolutely. Things like paid leave for all. Things like coverage for breast cancer survivors who right now can get a free breast pump through insurance but no coverage for their formula. Things like the Black maternal mortality crisis, which disproportionately impacts Black women in this country. We should be in a country where it's safe to give birth no matter the color of your skin.
Yeah.
So we are willing to put our neck out for those issues and take the revenue that we make and put it into resourcing true advocacy work. And I don't think a lot of companies actually walk the walk when it comes to
No, they definitely don't. We were talking about that on a panel yesterday. Don't forget the community.
Yeah.
You know, what is your take on influencers and creators today?
My hot take is every single person that works with Bobbie, whether it's Cardi B, Naomi Osaka.
I love Cardi B.
She's the best. A blue check influencer or just an aspiring creator with 1,000 followers. They authentically use this product for their baby. We do not pay them to switch to Bobbie. We do not, it's truly like 98% of them come inbound to us. And that is a beautiful, magical thing when you build a purpose-driven brand, the people that come to you and want to work with you because they believe in what you're doing too. So for me, it's so important that our creators can authentically talk about why they chose us, the benefits to their baby, and they carry that for a year almost of a feeding journey. So it's not just like a one and done, oh, this is the lipstick that I use, and then we move on to the next lipstick. It's like we are a product that they use every single day.
Right.
For a year. And so that leads to just really beautiful organic content, and having the same people speak about your brand over the course of time, I think is a really valuable thing as well.
Authentically speaking about your brand. There's this notion that only influencers and creators with a big following can make an influence.
Yeah.
What about the hair salon owners and the women that are working in the NICU and all of these different moms that rule the community that they live in? Why are they not influencers and creators?
I think they are. Yeah, I see that, especially with the growth on TikTok. The people that are posting about us the most on TikTok are regular moms that are out there doing their Target haul, going to make bottles in the kitchen, their day in the life. A lot of them are stay-at-home moms. And it's wonderful to see that content just fill sort of mom talk, if you will. And we take that content sometimes and we boost it on their handle so that more people can see and reach it. And so I love when I log into TikTok sometimes on the brand handle, and I get to leave the first comment on. And they get so hyped on it. It's like, and they're like,
and I see you engage a lot on LinkedIn.
Love it.
And even on posts that like are very, minimum, I see you're engaged. So I think as a C-level suite executive, that's so important.
I'm obsessed with our community. People are so annoyed by it probably at Bobbie, and I think it's because I used to run social because I did everything when we were starting this brand. So it's like I still have Instagram access, and I still read the DMs, and I'll flag like CX or whoever the social CX channel on Slack, and I'll be like, guys, this mom is in the DMs. Her formula didn't come in time. She's really stressed out.
I love that.
Let's get this to her. Like Uber it to her. Whatever we have to do, and it is not it is genuine care from the people that work at our team. It's not just me, but everybody that works at Bobbie. We're like, okay, let's get it to her today.
And no one is more superior than someone else, no matter what your role is. It's all about coming together, being authentic, creating memories, and building a brand that's going to leave behind a legacy. So
100%.
I'm a big fan of that.
We've Ubered formula to, I can't name her name, a major celebrity at the Four Seasons in New York who ran out. And a mom in Atlanta, Cam sat through 45 minutes of traffic to get to her, and she was just at home. We will do whatever we can for our customers, whether you're a celebrity or a nurse or whatever you do.
Yeah, no, I say Cardi B is my spirit animal, but like my spirit best friend in my life. But I've never met her.
Incredible. She's so fun.
She is. I feel like she's very authentic. She gives a vibe, and she makes it okay to be represented from the hood, from underprivileged communities, and that's where I'm from. And I'm 47, so it's like it still comes out. It's still part of me, and to see women like that leading the way so authentic, it's so beautiful. There is a lot of women that probably can't afford Bobbie.
Yes.
Right? What would you say is a way to solve that? And what stores are you guys currently in?
That's a great question, and we also felt that from day one, and we knew that being an organic company and trying to have the absolute best supply chain is going to come at a cost on the ingredients, and running the company the way that we wanted to, with safety and quality and the investments that it takes to do that. It takes money, and so our prices reflect the values of our company. And we knew that people weren't always going to be able to afford that. We did release a new formula that does not have the organic seal on it, and it is our most affordable to try and allow people to access the quality of Bobbie without the high price of those organic ingredients. But I think that as we continue to grow and scale, my hope is that we can reduce prices, right? Like there's
Inflation
the economies
is
of
crazy
scale
right now.
and we also are sold at Target, where you can use your SNAP EBT card.
Oh, that's amazing.
We have a formula that's available through FSA and HSA for a specialty formula. We're sold at Costco, which has our absolute best deal, and the price per ounce there is very, very affordable, our most affordable. And we're also sold at Walmart and Wegmans and Whole Foods. We're the number one infant formula in Whole Foods.
The fact that you're taking EBT and SNAP and allowing that, it just really shows that you guys are serving underprivileged communities and you want them to have the best. That's so important.
And we also, we know that half of the babies born in this country are on WIC, which is the Women and Children Program. Half. And those mothers, half of the mothers in this country are basically given WIC benefits to go and buy a formula at the store that they don't get to choose. They are told which one they have to buy based on a government contract that happens.
Or something, right?
Yeah, and it's like, I'm glad that those programs exist. And I wish that those mothers also had optionality to get the absolute best and most high quality products. And I think this industry would be radically different if it was a true free market and those mothers had choice.
Do you think it's impossible to do that?
I think it's a really long game and a very big hurdle of regulations and government lobbying, and I don't think it's impossible, but it's not going to happen overnight.
It will take a lot of time, money, and energy to even make it happen. Isn't that sad? That's something that would be so great for different people. It takes so long.
It's been in place for so long that I think changing that now would it would take a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and it's like, who's going to lead it? Someone needs to care enough to make that within the system.
I also think, though, educating underprivileged communities on how Bobbie is great and how they can use their EBT and SNAP, being able to set aside a little of that every month to be able to provide for their family is important. So are you guys doing any type of educational tours in underprivileged communities? And if you're not, that's fine.
No, it's a great idea.
It's fine. But I think that would be really exciting. I'm in creative marketing. I'm always trying to figure out how do we tap back into these communities? How do we really make a difference? We can talk about it, but unless we're out there really educating, so I think that would be a really great tour or something that you guys can do to go into different communities. I know women in shelters that really need that education and help, and that's why I do this segment, right? Because you were saying when I first took on this role, I didn't even think I could do it, and I needed another woman to believe in me for me to believe in me. And that's what it takes. I think the magic sauce to each and everything in this life is love. Love, kindness, putting other people in a position to win. I don't gatekeeping. That doesn't exist in my world. Because to say, hey, I changed this person's life by one conversation or by one educational point. So if there was a woman watching this right now, whether she just had a baby, postpartum, whether she's depressed, she doesn't know what her next move is, she's terrified, what would you say to her?
I'd say that you are in a season right now, and the season will end, and it is hard, but it's not forever, and it is not permanent. And it's hard to see sort of the light when you're in that postpartum haze, and your hormones are raging, and you're exhausted, and your nipples are leaking, all of these things.
Like, wait.
But it's, it feels, especially when you're a first-time mom, I remember it myself, you're like, is this ever going to end? Is this my life now, kind of thing? and it feels so hard. And then all of a sudden, like the next week, you're in a different stage, and the month after that, you're in a different stage. And I would just say always gets better, and this is just a season, and the seasons change constantly in motherhood. Hang in there.
I totally agree. I mean, after my third daughter, I was so depressed because it was just like
So many women go through that.
after the third one though, because I felt like my body like just shriveled after having the baby, and everything was hanging, and postpartum depression is real, and not too many people are talking about that, or even perimenopause and menopause and how it affects us.
I know.
And I feel like as powerful women, the best thing for us to do is to continue to talk about it.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm a big believer in the power of storytelling and sharing stories, and that everybody has a story, and all of those stories are important and they matter. And when it comes to even just, we obviously focus on the feeding journey, there are 1,000,001 reasons why people come to Bobbie, and they're so different, and each one of those stories is important, and they deserve to be told. So
And do you guys tell them?
we do. We
Nice.
love to tell our customer
Nice.
story, and we do a lot of social content around it, a lot of kind of testimonial content. We'll just go pop up in the city, and we'll invite our customers to come and share their story. So yeah,
Your passion is amazing. I can feel it. I can tell that you really, really love what you're doing.
do.
That's so
Yeah.
important. And keep showing up in these areas. I went to a dinner last night with a CFO and CEO of a huge company, and they were just conversing with the people on the table, being human. And I think that gives so many people around you confidence to know that no matter what level you get at, we're still human.
Yeah.
We still deserve to be around each other's corner.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank
I
you.
know you're
I
so
appreciate
busy
it.
on
No, this is
Can, and I
great.
really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And as I always say, you're socially loved, and there's nothing in this world that you can't achieve, and it's always going to start and end with you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.